Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. Thanks for watching the show, tuning in. I'm your host, Coach Tripp, along with a good friend of mine, Tommy Hopper. Tom, thanks for being on the show, buddy.
Hey, thanks for inviting me.
Oh, my gosh, what a show. Goode and Faithful Servant, episode 12. Of course, from our good friend, Kerry Goode. Both of us know Kerry well. He was my teammate at Alabama, and he has ALS. He's lost all his muscle movement, and he can't move. And he even lost his voice. But with the great technology of AI now, his words come out on a computer, and they actually come out in his voice. So we every Monday night, he's full of wisdom, and he's from his book, Goode and Faithful Servant. And here it is right here. So I recommend you guys picking it up. See if we can get it on camera here. It's kind of hard to see. There's Kerry. There it is, Goode and Faithful Servant right there. Guy, pick it up. So we deep dive into Kerry's book every Monday night, okay? And this show is brought to you by the Seiler Agency. So if you need insurance, go see the Seilers. Let's attack his book. We deep dive into it, and episode 12 brings us to chapter 35, or day 35, as Kerry takes his chapters, breaks them up into days 1 through 195. So we're at day 35, and Kerry says on page 39 of his book, Kerry, you talk about a friend who is complaining to you about life's common problems. He told you, quote, it's just one thing after another. I can never get ahead. Some days nothing seems to go right, et cetera, et cetera. You tell him, quote, when the problems pile up and seemingly have no end, that's when it's most difficult to be grateful. It's also a time when we need gratitude the most. Things don't always get worse. They get better too. The happiest people don't necessarily have the best of everything. They just make the best of everything they have. If I didn't, I would be living a miserable and depressing life. I'll share with you, as I did with him, quote, someday everything will make perfect sense. So for now, laugh at the confusion, smile through the tears, and keep reminding yourself everything happens for a reason. Wow. I mean, Kerry's we're going to ask him a question about this passage in the book. So my first question for Kerry is, and these are all in Kerry's words, I'm just asking the questions, right, Tommy?
Right.
We're just so let's get to the first question. Kerry, how do we stay calm during these storms? Should we stop and think, hey, wait a minute, this isn't so bad. Somebody has it a lot worse than us, or is there more to it?
Hey, Tripp, I want to thank you for having me. Hey, Tommy, it's great to hear from you, my friend. I wanted to thank the audience for tuning in. As you can imagine, when you are facing a terminal illness, you have a lot you want to get off your chest. Thank you for allowing me to vent. If I sound a little funny, it's because I have lost my actual voice, and I use a computer system to speak. Now, to answer your question, remaining calm during life's storms can be challenging, but with some intentional practices, you can find peace and stability. The first is to remember that God is in control, even when circumstances seem overwhelming. Lean on your faith and trust that He has a plan for you. The second thing I would say is that you focus on the present. Try to stay in the present moment rather than worrying about the future. I made myself focus on what is happening right now, and not the end result of ALS, which is pretty gloomy. Lastly, it's super important that you remain positive. Reframe negative thoughts. Challenge and reframe negative thoughts by focusing on positive aspects and solutions. This can help shift your perspective and reduce anxiety. Finding peace during difficult times is a journey, but with faith and these intentional practices, you can cultivate a sense of calm and resilience.
Faith and intentional practices. Focus on the present, right? Refrain from negative thoughts. It's all great advice.
That is.
Right? Gosh.
I'm gonna listen to that for myself.
Yeah, everybody should. That's why we're doing this show. Everybody should learn from Kerry. He's full of wisdom, okay? Read his book. You'll get more out of it. Kerry, this question comes from Tommy. Tommy, go ahead.
Hey, Kerry. Good to see you and talk to you again. Listen, in year one of your ALS life, you realized that life would never be the same. What specifically did you focus on to keep your positive mental outlook going forward?
Tommy, that's a good question. Staying positive can sometimes be a challenge, but focusing on certain aspects can really make a difference. Gratitude. I remind myself to be grateful for the small and big things in life. Simply acknowledging the positive aspects of each day can shift my mindset. I have surrounded myself with supportive and positive people who can lift my spirits. I run from the woe it's me people. If you're negative, I quickly remove myself from their presence. I have learned to be self-compassionate. That same passion that drove me on the football field now has turned into compassion, being kind to myself and recognizing that it's okay to have bad days. It's important. At the top level of sports, you drive through the bad days just to get to the next. Now I learn as much as I can from bad days, so I can use them to all my days better. Lastly, acts of kindness. Doing something kind for others, no matter how small, can create a positive ripple effect. It feels good to make a difference in someone else's day. That's why I formed the Good Foundation to help others.
Wow. Gratitude.
Yeah.
Acknowledge the positive aspects. Surround yourself with good people and acts of kindness. Huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Great advice.
That surmises pretty much everything to keep your head from just spinning around constantly.
Yeah, stay calm and going forward. All right, we're going to jump into day 36, the next chapter in Kerry's book, Goode and Faithful Servant. This is titled, Are you with me or are you against me? Kerry start the chapter by saying, quote, we are all inundated with decisions. Our daily decisions determine the life that we will live. We often try to split our decisions to find a compromise and fit both sides of a decision into our lives. This often leads us into not making a decision at all. Kerry goes on to say, folks, quote, whenever you decide to do one thing, you decide not to do something else. Many of us refuse to voice our opinion in fear of losing a job or alienating friends and family. But Jesus addresses your non-committal position like this. I know the things you do, that you are neither hot nor cold. I wish that you were one or the other. But since you are like lukewarm water, I will spit you out of my mouth. Revelations chapter 3, verse 15, 16. In other words, quote, whoever is not with me is against me, Matthew 12:30. Either you crown him or crucify him. You accept him or you reject him. There is no middle ground. Wow, Kerry, that is not mincing your words, and it's very profound. What do you think, Kerry?
Hesitation to voice opinions often stems from a variety of factors, and fear of rejection is certainly a significant one of them. People worry that their opinions might be dismissed or ridiculed, leading to a fear of being socially rejected or ostracized. Then there is the lack of confidence. Individuals may doubt their knowledge or ability to articulate their thoughts effectively, leading them to stay silent. Then you have those who have a desire for harmony. Some people prioritize keeping peace and avoiding conflict, especially in group settings, so they refrain from expressing differing opinions. My parents always taught us to stand up for what you believe in, even if you stand alone. What Jesus is essentially saying is that this lukewarm, half-hearted commitment is unacceptable. It's better to be fully committed or to outright reject than to be apathetically in between. This passage challenges believers to examine their faith and to strive for a passionate, wholehearted relationship with Christ rather than settling into complacency. In other words, either you are with me or you are against me. There is no in between.
Wow. Tommy, his parents gave him advice. Sometimes you have to stand alone. Even if it's the right thing to do with everybody else, don't follow the crowd.
Yeah.
You lived with the Goode family for a whole year. Now, I know Chris and Kerry, but I don't know their mom and dad. Clyde Jr. passed, God rest his soul, and Pierre, and he had a sister. He has his older sister, the oldest. Tell our audience a little bit about his mom and dad and what your experience was like living with that family.
Well, first of all, I would say they're just some of the most humble, classy, educated, just down-to-earth people that I've ever met in my life, with such an athletic, family of children that they had. And their oldest daughter, Valerie, lives out in Houston. She's a very successful businesswoman out there.
Mm-hmm.
took me, and we were in a little a real estate business and an investment business back in like 1990. And I was living in Memphis, my hometown. I was driving back and forth 2 or 3 times a week. And Miss Goode said, "That's crazy. You just need to stay here with us during the week because you guys are doing your real estate seminars throughout North Alabama and Birmingham. So just, you're welcome to stay here." So she took me in like another son, because that's who they are. That's how they're built, just to take care of people. And
That is how they're built.
And it's just
They had 5 children.
Yeah.
And they took in who?
And they took
their first cousin,
Antonio Langham, their first cousin. So Antonio was raised by Mr. and Mrs. Goode.
Wow.
I call 5 kids,
5 great players at Alabama, and greater people.
So yeah, I just can't say enough good things about them. Just humble and kind. Mr. Goode actually baptized me in their church next door to their home.
Oh,
wow. It was really a lot of special times growing up there. I just saw the discipline, but the love, and that bled into my life as well, because I kind of took that on, to try to help me as a person as well. And she did not cut her sons or grandchildren any slack at all, but she loved them through the discipline. Yeah. And it was just a great combination.
Well, if you love your kids, you should discipline your kids.
Yeah.
If you don't love them, you're going to not set boundaries.
But they just had the utmost of respect and love, and they were just a kind, humble, caring, compassionate family. And so
unbelievable, man. I don't know why ESPN or somebody's not doing a 30 for 30, but we're going to start diving into trying to make that sports documentary happen, because they're a unique family. That's one of a kind.
Right.
Thanks, Kerry. I'm glad you're doing a little better, buddy. And Tommy and I are thinking about you and praying for you. Thanks for watching Goode and Faithful Servant on Monday nights. Have a great sports week, but everybody, we'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned for these messages. Hey, if you like the podcast, please share it, will you? You can go search Paul Tripoli Coach's Corner for my YouTube channel and subscribe. It's free. If it's free, it's for me. Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for being with me, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy. Yeah, thanks, Kerry. See you, buddy.
For 30 years, you have seen the orange Beck signs all over the Gulf Coast listing a property for sale or lease. Beck Partners is your trusted advisor in commercial real estate, property management, commercial and personal insurance. Senior Vice President David Valletto has been with Beck Partners since 1989. Take advantage of his wealth of knowledge by calling him today at 982-7352. 982-7352. Extensive experience in all aspects of leasing, sales, management, and site selection will make sure your expectations are exceeded.
My name is Steve Reynolds. I'm the manager and owner of Cordova Lanes, and we help keep your mind out of the gutter. Cordova Lanes is part of the community of Pensacola. Being here for 43 years, we've entertained more people than any other bowling center in the city. We sell fun for a living. Cordova Lanes is located at 2111 Airport Boulevard in Pensacola, behind Cordova Mall. Come on out and see us at Cordova Lanes Bowling Center. Thank you.
Arbitrium Consulting for all your fencing, landscaping, pressure washing, tree trimming needs. Call 850-483-0350 for your free estimates. Serving Pensacola, Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, Destin, Perdido, Gulf Shores, Foley, and the entire Gulf Coast. Arbitrium Consulting is owner-operated, fully licensed and insured. Call today, 850-483-0350, the official landscaper of Coach's Corner.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.